Hello, welcome. Welcome back to the Classic. Welcome back to the Classic Bill YouTube channel. I'm Bill. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about that. I've been working on some other projects, and the Oscars are coming up, and as of yesterday, I've seen every single Best Picture nominee. So I figured today I would go through the full list of Oscar nominations, and I would give what I would pick to win and what I think is gonna win. So my predictions, and then just for funsies, what I personally would want to win. So I'm just gonna go through the whole list. I have it up on my computer right here. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. For costume design, we have Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris! This is kind of a toughie. The Academy usually really likes period pieces for this kind of stuff. So Elvis and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, I definitely feel like they would skew towards those. I would also say Babylon, but it kind of feels like the Academy didn't like Babylon because it got so few nominations. So I hesitate to put that at the top of my list. Personally, if you had to ask me, my pick is Everything Everywhere All at Once, just because of the creativity they had with Jobu Tupaki's costuming. It's just fun. It is just costuming at its most fun and creative. But that's my pick. I don't think they're necessarily going to go with that. See, the thing is with Elvis is that they're expertly doing so, but they are just mimicking pre-existing outfits that Elvis wore. So I don't know if you compared it to Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, maybe. Is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris a period piece, actually? I actually don't know much about that movie. I've seen the trailer like once. Oh, okay. The plot is a widowed cleaning lady in 1950s London falls madly in love with a couture Dior dress. That's going to Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris then. I think they're going to pick that. Makeup and hairstyling. All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. This is kind of tricky because we have like different achievements with makeup and hairstyling for these movies. You know, with All Quiet on the Western Front, it's a film about war. They're using that for a lot of injuries, dead bodies. It's kind of gross. The Batman, obviously, primarily it's Colin Farrell as the Penguin, which honestly is an amazing achievement in makeup. You can't tell. You just can't tell that it's Colin Farrell. So honestly, that's a huge achievement. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, it is more so of a traditional usage of makeup and hairstyling, which is just as commendable and just as much as an achievement, but it's just different from like the Batman or All Quiet on the Western Front. Elvis, I feel like it's a little bit of both. We have Tom Hanks in his weird fat suit getup. They also do transform Austin Butler as Elvis as the years go by. He does gain a little weight. They age him up. A little bit of both there. And then The Whale, obviously, it's just Brendan Fraser as the main character Charlie, which also, similar to the Penguin, like is a huge achievement. I think the Academy would go with Elvis. It just seems like the kind of movie they would pick for this category. My personal pick, I think I would go with The Batman. You know, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, that transformation is impressive, but you look at that and you can tell it's Brendan Fraser. Colin Farrell in The Batman, like what an achievement in prosthetics and makeup. Like it looks so real. For sound, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, Top Gun: Maverick. They tend to go for movies about music, or often they do go with, big bombastic films for the sound category. So I'm definitely torn between Elvis and Top Gun: Maverick. I think the Academy might go with Top Gun: Maverick for this one. There is a lot of cool things they had to do with sound to make you feel immersed in like the cockpit of the airplanes and everything. Honestly, I think that's my pick as well. I think If I weren't restricted to to just the titles in this category, I would have picked Nope, because the sound in that movie is fucking. But since I am restricted to the ones in this list, I think I would go with Top Gun Maverick. For original score, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. I'm actually really angry about this category because they snubbed like the Batman, which is like just one of the most bold soundtracks I've heard in the last couple of years. Like, it's unfathomable to me that they didn't even nominate it, let alone like let alone it being here and not winning. They didn't even nominate it. Michael Giacchino just, is it Giacchino or Giacchino?
Michael Giacchino.
Giacchino. Like, they just absolutely snubbed Michael Giacchino. Also, Hilda Gudnadottir's snub for her score for Women Talking is just also pretty unfathomable. That's the last movie that I saw yesterday, and it's such a creative score. Like, it's very much like a reflection of the emotion that you feel on screen. It's just, she uses her instruments very creatively to elicit a certain feeling from the viewer. Just another really creative score. They just absolutely snubbed it. Of course, she's also a woman composer and she didn't get nominated. But anyways, enough about the snubs. My personal pick, I'm going with Babylon. Justin Hurwitz, I love everything that he composes. La La Land, Whiplash, like he's an incredible composer. His score for Babylon is no different. It's amazing. I do think the Academy might pick him, but also there's John Williams with The Fabelmans, and the Academy just can't help themselves with giving it to John Williams. So it honestly, it might go to The Fabelmans. Honestly, and I loved The Fabelmans. I adored The Fabelmans. I can't really remember much about the score of The Fabelmans. I love John Williams, but I don't think it's his strongest work. I'm gonna say personal pick and Oscar pick. I think Babylon. I think Babylon's gonna sweep. Original song: Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Natu Natu from RRR, This Is a Life, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm personally torn between This Is a Life and Hold My Hand. I really like both of those songs. I haven't seen RRR yet. I will, but I haven't seen it yet. I've heard amazing things about the film and also Natu Natu. I know it's also been winning some other awards. So honestly, I think the Academy might go with Natu Natu just because it's been on such a sweep lately. My personal pick, I think I'm gonna go with This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. I love Lady Gaga, but This Is a Life, it just hits. It just hits a little deeper, Visual effects: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Top Gun Maverick. I mean, it's Avatar. My personal pick and the Academy pick. I mean, this one's a no-brainer. I'm sorry, but it's a no-brainer. Live action short: An Irish Goodbye, Ivalu, La Pupille, Night Ride, The Red Suitcase. I haven't seen any of these. Pass. Documentary short: The Elephant Whisperers, Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, Stranger at the Gate. Pass. Documentary feature: All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, Navalny. I've only heard of All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, and I've heard very good things about that. So, personal pick and Academy pick: All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. Process of elimination. Animated short: The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It. Haven't seen any of these, but personally, I really like the title, An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It. So Personal pick and Oscars pick. That. Animated feature. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, Turning Red. Cards on the Table, I've only seen Pinocchio and Puss in Boots. I plan on watching the other three. I haven't gotten around to it yet. To be honest, I do know a decent amount about the other films that I haven't seen. I've seen clips, I've seen screenshots, people talking about them. Personal pick and Oscars pick, I think Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Oscars pick just because it feels like the kind of animated film the Oscars would go with. It has that stench of prestige on it, you know? You know what I mean? But personal pick just because I truly wholeheartedly do believe that it is just a fantastic film, and I'm always a big defender of stop motion animation, and it was done so well in that movie, so that one. International feature. All Quiet on the Western Front from Germany. Argentina 1985 from Argentina. Close from Belgium. EO from Poland. The Quiet Girl from Ireland. I've only seen All Quiet on the Western Front. I do plan on watching the rest of those. I've only seen All Quiet on the Western Front. It's also nominated for Best Picture, so I prioritized watching those first. I've heard very, very good things about Argentina 1985. I've heard also very good things about EO, but if I'm being realistic, I think the Academy is just going to go with All Quiet on the Western Front. It's just gotten so many nominations. They seem to really like that movie. Oscars picked that. Also, again, I've only seen that one, so personal pick kind of has to be All Quiet on the Western Front. But I do plan on watching the rest of those, so please don't hurt me. Please don't make fun of me. Production design. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, The Fabelmans. The biggest contenders I see here are Avatar, Babylon, and Elvis. Again, the Academy loves period pieces, so Babylon and Elvis kind of have a leg up in that regard. But Avatar, there is just some really just... Yes, it's CG, but like someone still had to design the production. Like they still had to design it, even though the execution ended up being computer generated. Like the design is still there. It doesn't negate the fact that there was a production designer who did pretty much the same amount of work. And the production design in Avatar, it is really good. Sidebar, I really liked Avatar: The Way of Water. I thought it was really good. Just to let you know, cards on the table. Babylon did have some good production design, so did Elvis. But the creativity in Avatar... Okay, how about this? Personal pick, Avatar: The Way of Water. Academy pick, it's a toss-up, honestly. Like, I think it's a 50-50 split between Babylon and Elvis. I think either one has an equivalent chance of winning. So I'm going to bend my rules a little bit and say Academy pick is both Babylon and Elvis. It's my video. What are you going to do? Sue me? Adapted screenplay. All Quiet on the Western Front. Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery. Living. Top Gun: Maverick. Women Talking. I've seen all of these besides Living, just like all of the movies on this list that I haven't seen yet. I do plan on seeing it. I still have a little bit of time before the Oscars. It's just I wanted to get this video out as well, so I had to draw the line somewhere. Personal pick, I'm definitely going with Women Talking. Again, just saw it yesterday. There are just some lines in that movie that just kind of took my breath away. The dialogue, it's sharp, but it's meaningful, and it's honestly, I thought the writing in that movie was really fucking strong. So my pick is Women Talking. I would hope the Academy would pick Women Talking, but also we don't live in a perfect world, so for some reason, All Quiet on the Western Front and Glass Onion are kind of like screaming at me that the Academy might go with one of those. Glass Onion, I think, might be too funny for the Academy. The Academy has this weird bias against comedy. In a perfect world, the Academy would pick Women Talking. In a realistic world, I think they're probably going to go with All Quiet on the Western Front. Original screenplay. The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Triangle of Sadness. Alright, we're finally getting into the Tar nominations. Tar is fucking incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, go see Tar. All of the Best Picture nominees are being re-released. So definitely go see Tar if you haven't seen it yet. Also see Everything Everywhere All at Once if you haven't seen it yet. But aside from that, I see everyone buzzing about Everything Everywhere All at Once, less so about Tar. So check out Tar. This is a little flipsy where I think the Academy pick is really easy here, and my personal pick is not. I definitely think the Academy is going to go with the Banshees of Inisherin. Martin McDonagh he started out as a playwright. His writing has always been very strong. So, but then again, Tar's screenplay is very, very strong. I'm just like reflecting on the films they've given original screenplay awards to in the past, and honestly, it feels like Tar fits more so in that pantheon than Banshees of Inisherin does. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna make a risky pick. I'm gonna say both personal pick and Academy pick Tar. Editing: The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, Top Gun Maverick. There's some good editing in here. Personal pick, I think I would have to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once, just because of the creativity in the editing as well. Like they really use it as a creative tool, and not just a standard narrative device. Tar's editing was really fantastic. Elvis's editing was very noticeable because it's a Baz Luhrmann project, and his transitions are real wacky. And I think the Academy might see those and be like, oh, this is good editing. I don't have a lot of faith in the Academy Award for editing ever since Bohemian Rhapsody won. Wait, damn, I'm thinking about my personal pick now, and Everything Everywhere All at Once and Tar, they're fighting. I really love the edit. I love the editing in both of those movies, and it's also, the style is very different. I think I'm gonna stay with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Final answer. Fuck it, going out on a limb. I think / hope the Academy is gonna pick Tar for editing. Cinematography: All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, Tar. Right off the bat, personal pick Tar. The cinematography in Tar is phenomenal. But also, these picks are doo-doo butthole. They snubbed so many fantastic films for cinematography that it makes me want to projectile vomit. Babylon cinematography, snubbed. The Batman cinematography, snubbed. Nope's cinematography, snubbed. And I have my review of Nope on here. You know that it wasn't my favorite film of the year, but the cinematography in that movie is undeniable. And they just what the fuck? What are these picks other than Tar and All Quiet on the Western Front? All Quiet on the Western Front had some good shots, and Tar is hands down the best of this bunch. But what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry, Tar, my pick and Academy pick, Tar. Best Supporting Actor: Brendan Gleeson, The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry, Causeway, Judd Hirsch, The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan, is it?
We are looking at how to pronounce these names. Irish names in particular, celebrate to the channel have Keoghan, Barry Keoghan. Many say Cogan. That's not correct at all. We are looking at how to pronounce these names.
How many videos has this guy published?
Names
It is Keoghan. Okay. Barry Keoghan. Barry Keoghan, The Banshees of Inisherin, Ke Huy Quan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Obviously, I want Ke Huy Quan to win. His performance was incredible, and obviously I think he deserves it. But this is a really, really solid batch of supporting actors. Brendan Gleeson was really good. Barry Keoghan was really good. Judd Hirsch, he's only in 2 scenes of The Fabelmans. His 2 scenes are very good. I don't think he's gonna win, but I guess it's neat to see him here. Brian Tyree Henry. I watched Causeway semi-recently. It's a fantastic performance, very subdued performance. This is really difficult. This is just a great batch. I gotta put faith in my favorite, the public favorite, and I gotta have faith that the Academy is gonna follow suit as well. Personal and Academy pick, I'm gonna say Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best Supporting Actress, Angela Bassett, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow, The Whale, Kerry Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Sue, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Right off the bat, personal pick, Stephanie Sue. I mean, this is also like a really strong batch of performances, but I've seen all these movies. I'm sorry, I just think Stephanie Sue just has such range in Everything Everywhere All at Once. She is asked to do so much in one role, and she is just the beating heart of that movie, and I think she knocked it out of the park. What the Academy is going to go with, I'm not sure. Stephanie Sue is, a newcomer to film. She's quite popular and successful in theater, but she is new to film, so I'm not sure if the Academy is gonna be like, hey, here you go. Kerry Condon, her performance was fantastic. Hong Chow in The Whale, she was fantastic. She was also very good in The Menu, by the way. Angela Bassett, Black Panther, she was really good. So this, to be honest, and I love Everything Everywhere All at Once. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I personally don't think she should be here. It's, she's funny in that movie, but I don't really think it's an Academy Award winning performance by any stretch. Sorry, Jamie Lee Curtis. I know you're watching this, so I'm sorry. Love you. I think they might go with Angela Bassett for Black Panther. That just feels like the safe bet to me. So personal pick, Stephanie Sue. Academy pick, Angela Bassett. Best Actor, Austin Butler, Elvis, Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser, The Whale, Paul Mescal. Mescal? Is it Mescal or Mescal?
Paul Mescal.
Okay. Paul Mescal, Aftersun, Bill Nighy, Living. Also a pretty solid batch of performances. The big popular pick is Brendan Fraser for The Whale. I know Austin Butler has gained a lot of steam behind him, as has Colin Farrell. I loved Aftersun. Honestly, that was one of my favorite movies of last year. And I think Paul Mescal's performance is just fantastic. All right, personal pick, Paul Mescal, Aftersun. Academy pick, Brendan Fraser, The Whale. Best Actress, Cate Blanchett, Tar, Ana de Armas, Blonde, Andrea Riseborough, To Leslie, Michelle Williams, The Fabelmans, Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is also very hard. I just watched To Leslie last night. Andrea Riseborough's performance it is very good. Based on the fact that the Academy just had to investigate the nomination, I don't know if she's gonna win. I don't know if they're gonna let her win. This is insanely difficult for me because I want Michelle Yeoh to win. I think she deserves to win, and I think that would just be incredible for her if she won. At the same time, Cate Blanchett's performance in Tar is honestly, I think, her best performance of her career. It's such a lived-in performance. It's so multifaceted. It is she's unrecognizable, but not in a physical sense. You know what I mean? It's Cate Blanchett. There's no makeup or anything. It's just Cate Blanchett. But she is just a different human being. It is just such a fully realized performance. So this is insanely difficult for me. I'm gonna use what I've been doing to have my cake and eat it too, so I can essentially pick both performances. So I'm gonna say personal pick, Cate Blanchett in Tar, but then Academy pick, I'm gonna say Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best Director, Martin McDonagh, The Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg, The Fabelmans, Todd Field, Tar, Ruben Östlund, Triangle of Sadness. First off, Sarah Polley, absolutely snubbed. I always think it's really weird that they'll nominate a film for Best Picture, but not Best Director. I know that Best Picture is more of a producer's award than a director's award, but to me, it just feels like the Academy saying, we like your movie, but we don't like you. You know, it happened last year with Denis Villeneuve for Dune. Got nominated for Best Picture, but not Best Director, which was also annoying. But it's extra annoying this year with Sarah Polley because she's a woman and there are no other women in this entire list. Honestly, there's only one person of color on this list, and it's Daniel Kwan, who is half of the duo of the Daniels. So this just feels a little yucky, a little bit. I'm torn between the Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once and Todd Field for Tar. Once again, that seems to be a recurring theme. Because Tar is just such an achievement, but also so is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and they're very, very different in what kind of achievements they are. Although I do think I prefer Everything Everywhere All at Once as a film, I think in terms of the achievement, but it's hard because for Everything Everywhere All at Once, like they had to have such a strong vision for what this was gonna be and what this was gonna look like. So much of the film lives in post-production, and they were just so involved in every aspect of the film. So they had to be steadfast in their vision. But also Tar, such an achievement as well. I think I'm gonna do it. Personal pick and Academy pick. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Best Picture, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, Women Talking. Gotta add my little 2 cents here. Personally, I would have replaced Elvis with the Batman. That's just me. Anyways, I mean, I've thought about this a lot. My personal pick is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm very, although I've been torn between Everything Everywhere All at Once and in some of the other categories, I think Best Picture, I think it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. It just felt like such a breath of fresh air. My wife and I were sobbing in the theater watching it, just like ugly crying, like convulsing, breathing, crying. It's just such an achievement, and I just love that movie so much. So that's 100% my personal pick, not a doubt in my mind. I've also been thinking about, when I've been thinking about doing this video, about what I would think the Academy is going to pick here. And genuinely, I think my actual whole heart answer is I have no fucking clue. This is a really, really solid batch of Best Picture nominees, especially like compared to last year and even the year before that, honestly. The Best Picture nominees have been kind of weak. There haven't been a lot of like exciting picks. Very seldom does the Academy pick what you think deserves it and what you think will win. That happens very seldom. That happened when Parasite won. That happened when Moonlight won. But in between those years, there was just a bunch of bullshit, you know? Like, who genuinely thought that The Shape of Water was going to win? I love that movie, but who thought it was going to win? Who the fuck saw Green Book, let alone thought it deserved and would win Best Picture at the Oscars? Like, I really liked Coda, but personally, it's not what I would have picked for Best Picture. I absolutely was not expecting it to win. Same with Nomadland. Honestly, I thought Nomadland was just okay. Was not expecting it to win Best Picture, but here we are. The Academy, it feels like they just like to put on a blindfold, throw a dart at a dartboard, and pick whatever the dart hits. Honestly, it could be fucking Top Gun Maverick, and I'd be like, yeah, that's par for the course for the Academy. Not too surprised. I genuinely, I'm sitting here thinking, like, would I be surprised if they picked this? The only movies I would be surprised that would win, that they actually picked, would probably be Avatar and Triangle of Sadness. Those are the only two where I would be like, really? That really? You picked that? And I love both of those movies. Again, this is I like all of these movies that that are up here. I think they're all fantastic. Maybe to help me decide, let me go movie by movie and just talk about them a little bit. All Quiet on the Western Front. It's this visceral, intense film about World War One and how war is just this machine that just chews up and grinds up the common person so that the wealthy and the elite can fight their own wars. Very effective movie, very intense movie. I thought it was fantastic. Would not be shocked if the Academy picked it. Avatar: The Way of Water. I really like that movie. I would be surprised if the Academy picked it because it just doesn't feel like the kind of movie the Academy is all that interested in. It kind of feels like, oh, it's James Cameron, it's his movie, it's a big achievement, so all right, we'll throw you a bone. The first one was nominated, so here you go. I really liked it. I thought it was honestly better than the first one. I think it's a lot more emotional, a lot more character driven than the first one. And I just love living in the world of Pandora. The visual effects are spectacular. It's this immersive film. It just envelops you into it. It's just a good watch. I just don't think it's the kind of movie that the Academy is interested in, which is why I would be surprised if they picked it. The Banshees of Inisherin. It's this dark comedy / drama about ennui, about middle age, about depression, about grappling with your own mortality. Very subtle. Come on, again? It is a very subtle movie, but it is very well put together. And I honestly, I didn't totally care for Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which was Martin McDonagh's previous film. But The Banshees of Inisherin, honestly, it won me over. I thought it was really good. It does feel like the kind of movie the Academy would be like, here you go, here's Best Picture. It is a very acting-driven film, and a lot of the Academy is made up of actors, which is why a lot of those acting-heavy films tend to get more awards. So again, wouldn't be shocked. Elvis. The Academy loves biopics. They love this kind of movie. I've talked a lot about Elvis already. I have a whole fucking video about it, so I don't need to elaborate further on how I feel about it or what the movie is, but wouldn't be shocked. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I could talk for hours about this movie. I just think it's such a revelation. I just think it's just so fucking good. If you haven't seen it yet, like, what are you doing? Go see it, please. Okay, if there's any 3 movies out of this list that you haven't seen yet and you wanna catch up, see Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Women Talking. Please, they're so good. They're such great films. My only hesitation is that Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's weird and it's funny. And the Academy, if a movie is too weird, like I remember when my wife and I saw it, we were like, this movie deserves Best Picture, but it's way too weird for the Academy. They would never even nominate it. But here we are. And I'm very happy that it's leading in nominations with 11 nominations, but I do wonder if, maybe it is still too weird. Maybe it's still too funny. I don't know why the Academy doesn't like comedy. They just don't. They have this weird bias against it that it's like a lesser form of film. But I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is just such an amazing film. I just think it's such an achievement, and I think it deserves to win. But who the fuck knows if the Academy also thinks so? The Fabelmans. I adored The Fabelmans. I honestly, personally think it's some of Steven Spielberg's strongest work. Just so personal and so emotional in a way that we haven't really seen Spielberg do, at least since Schindler's List. It is just such a touching, sad, uplifting, bittersweet film. I guess bittersweet is the right word for The Fabelmans. It is just so bittersweet in all the best ways. I cried during the film, but I sobbed driving home, processing the film, is when I started sobbing. Loved The Fabelmans, but that's more of a personal feeling. I don't know if the Academy... Well, you know what? They might, because it's Steven Spielberg. They love giving these tried and true classic directors their laurels. It is a good movie, so who the fuck... I honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if they gave it. Maybe a little, slightly surprised, but not very. Tar. If it's not going to Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar is probably my second pick. Tar is just such an achievement. It is It's just like screenwriting, directing, cinematography. It's one of those films where like every aspect of it is just so solid, so methodical, so deliberate in its filmmaking. It is Todd Field's masterpiece. I haven't seen any of other any of his other films, but I don't think I need to know that this film is like an astonishing achievement for him. Again, yeah, it's my second pick, so I really wouldn't be surprised if the Academy gave it to Tar. I wouldn't be too upset. I would be upset that Everything Everywhere All at Once didn't win, but I would be like, okay, at least it went to a film that also deserves it. Top Gun Maverick. Again, like, it's just because of the nature of the films that the Academy has given Best Picture, I just wouldn't be surprised, you know? I don't think it deserves it. I don't necessarily think it actually will win, but it's just this seemingly random nature of how the Academy picks Best Picture that I wouldn't be shocked if they gave it to Top Gun Maverick. I'd be like, they might as well give it to Top Gun Maverick because this is just how they work. This is just how the Academy is. It's a good movie. I liked it. I don't think I liked it quite as much as everyone else did. I think it got a little overhyped for me prior to seeing it. So then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it was good. I don't think it was that good, but yeah, it was good. It's a good movie. I'm happy that we're getting these high quality, thoughtful, big budget films instead of just Marvel just owning the box office for the whole year. That makes me happy. Best Picture? Triangle of Sadness. It's an obscure one. I was honestly surprised that it was even nominated. I'm happy that it's nominated, but I was surprised. It is this kind of satire about class, about wealth, about power. I thought it was really great. I thought it was very funny. There is a sequence in the center of the film that I think that sequence would prevent the Academy from giving this Best Picture. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen it, it's like I don't want to spoil it for you, but also look up if you're interested in watching Triangle of Sadness and you tend to look up content warnings before you watch a film, look up the content warnings of Triangle of Sadness. I will say that. I don't want to spoil it, but if you are the kind of person who tends to look up content warnings, 100% look up a content warning before watching Triangle of Sadness. That is what I will say. And because of the nature of that film, I don't know if the Academy will necessarily give it to it. It definitely is. Out of all of these films, I think this is the one I was most surprised to be here. A fantastic movie. I really liked it. I've heard some other people didn't care for it as much. I thought it was really good. If you like satire about, wealth and class, and if you have a strong stomach, absolutely check it out. It's a good movie. It's fun. It's interesting. It makes you think. It's a solid movie. Women Talking, as I mentioned a couple times previously in this video, I just saw it yesterday. I thought it was fantastic. This is my third pick, probably, for both personal and Academy. If it doesn't go to Everything Everywhere or Tar, I think it would go to Women Talking. Just fantastic. The writing is just so damn good. I just love the fucking writing of this movie. The color grading is really interesting. It's not quite black and white, but the saturation is almost entirely gone because the director wanted to make you think. They really wanted to make you feel like you were in this film where just the life is almost entirely drained out of you. Not all the way, but almost. It's an acting heavy film, which makes me think the Academy might favor it. The performances in it are just... How did no performances from this movie get nominated? Like Rooney Mara, Claire Foy, Jessie Buckley. Jessie Buckley is one of my favorite actresses, just period. I love her in everything I see her in. And this was no different. She is just dynamite in this movie. So is Claire Foy. How did at the very least, how did Jessie Buckley and Claire Foy not get nominated for this film? At the bare minimum. Ben Whishaw also Where's his nomination? I thought he was really great too. Where's Sarah Polley's director nomination? Where's the cinematography nomination? Like this this movie, it's so weird because this movie got nominated for screenplay and best picture, and I still think it got snubbed. Like it's such a it's an achievement, just like Tar, just like Everything Everywhere All at Once, just like The Fablemans. Like, it is an achievement in so many different aspects of filmmaking, and yet here we are sitting with it with 2 nominations, no Best Director nomination, no women nominated for Best Director. Like, I love the Oscars. I always say, like, this is my Super Bowl, but they just get these stupid ass things wrong sometimes, and it makes me angry. So if it went to women talking, I wouldn't be surprised. I would be very happy because I think it would deserve it. Obviously, I think I enjoy Everything Everywhere All at Once as a film more, but I also wouldn't stick my nose up at a win for women talking because it's a fantastic film. While we're on the subject, so many films by women that just got snubbed this year. Women Talking, After Sun got barely any. After Sun got nothing except for an acting nomination for the man in the film. How does that look? How does that feel? Like, that feels yucky, right? And After Sun was one of my favorite films. Just this emotional, melancholic, nostalgic. It just has this vibe, this feeling that I get from so few films. I just adored the hell out of After Sun, and the fact that it just got nothing. No screenplay, no best director, no cinematography. Like, it just got nothing except for Paul Mescal, who again gave a great performance, but like, what about the rest of the film? It's more than just that one performance, and it just got nothing. It's frustrating. The Woman King, I thought, was a fantastic movie. Also got nothing. No best director, woman director, got nothing. No acting nominations. And Nope, as much as I had my own problems with it, I even said in my video, like, the technical achievement, the directing, the cinematography, the score, the editing, like, the technical aspects of Nope are incredible. Those are achievements. And it just got nothing. And the director is a person of color. Like, it feels like, it feels yucky. I was gonna try and stay on subject and just talk about, like, what's here on the nominations list, but it just feels incorrect for me to just ignore those snubs and to just not talk about those problems when you're talking about the Oscars, because it just genuinely makes me angry. And I'm gonna watch the Oscars, and I'm going to enjoy them probably, but the Academy works in mysterious ways, and not in a holy god way, but in a what the fuck were you thinking kind of way. So that's why for Best Picture, I honestly don't have. I don't know what the Academy's gonna pick. Everything Everywhere is my personal pick. The Academy could pick any of these equally, and I'd be like, yeah, that's par for the course. I'm sorry that I ended this video a bit on an angry note. I wasn't expecting to, but here we are. So there we are. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video after the Oscars and see how I did, see what predictions I got right, see what personal picks of mine got chosen to win. But until then, thanks for watching. I'm Bill. This is the Classic Bill YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if you wanna. See you next time.